one man, one mission, and a whole lot of firepower. Welcome back to the channel, The Serpent Studio, where we break down the most explosive, action packed films of all time. And today we are diving deep into Rambo 3. This movie takes action to an entirely new level, bigger stunts, bigger explosions, and even more unstoppable are dear John Rambo. But does it still hold up today? Is it a classic or just another over the top 80s flick? Let's break it down. And before we start, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more epic movie reviews. And hey, drop a comments below what's your favorite Rambo moment of all time. Before we get into the nitty gritty of Rambo 3, let's set the stage. The original First Blood is 1982's wasn't just an action movie. It was a character driven film about a Vietnam War veteran struggling to reintegrate into society. John Rambo was a man haunted by his past, pushed to his limits by a world that didn't understand him. He was raw, emotional, and had some intense action. And then scenes changed to the act, and then came Rambo First Blood Part 2. This film went in different directions. It turned Rambo into a full blown action hero. This time, he was on a mission to rescue an American POW. The boy he did it in style, explosive arrows, warfare, and a body count that skyrocketed. And then we got Rambo 3, which was released in 1988 and directed by Peter MacDonald. Fun fact, MacDonald actually took over after the original director Russell Malchley left due to creative differences. And let me tell you, this was the most expensive film ever made at that time with a budget around $63 million. That's insane for an 80s action flicker. And this time, Rambo isn't just fighting for survival, he is taking the battle into the enemy in one of the most hostile war zones in the history of Rambo. So, alright, let's talk about the story. The movie opens up with John Rambo trying to live a peaceful life in Thailand, away from the war and violences. He's found peace in Buddhist monastery, helping the monks and training in underground stick fights, and just keeping to himself. He is unknown to the outer world. But of course, trouble finds him. Colonial Tortoman, his old commander, the man who knows Rambo better than anybody who has been around Rambo, shows up with a new mission. The US government won't get involved, but the sovereign unit is. wreaking havoc in Afghanistan. Tuatman asked Rambo to join a convert mission to assist the Afghans rebels. But as we know and we can predict, Rambo says no. He's done with the fighting stuff. He is lost too much. He doesn't want to be a part of another war or to be stained in blood once again. But, 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 guess what? Honestly, this moment is important. It shows that Rambo isn't just some mindless action hero, he's a man who is tired of bloodshed. But then it happens. Tontman is captured by the Soviets and taken to a highly guarded prison. And now Rambo has no chance. He won't leave his friend behind, and just like that, we have a mission: Rambo versus an entire Solvent army. Alright, let's talk about what makes Rambo 3 stand out. John freaking Rambo. Yes, if you thought he was unstoppable in the first two movies, Rambo 3 dials him up to superhero levels. He is stronger, faster, and takes on an entire army with just his skills and weapons. It's peak 80s action martial art. Rambo taking out enemies with explosive arrows. That's the best scene you might seen in the 80s if you were at that time. One of the best parts, the gadgets. We get explosive arrows, knives, guns, and of course, Rambo's famous bow. But the craziest moment, the scene where he's wounded and literally pours gunpowder into his open wound, light it on fire and cauterize it. Absolutely madness, but that's what the fans were seeking, which they hope to see in Rambo. But it's not about brutal force. Rambo is a strategist. He uses guerrilla tactics, blends into the environment, and turns the battle into his playground. He is like a one man army, and honestly, that's why we love him as the John Rambo. And let's speak about the action, because if there is one thing Rambo 3 delivers, it's absolute action. We are talking about massive shootouts, crazy explosions, and one of the most insane battles in action movie history. We get helicopter chases, tank battles, and at one point, Rambo literally takes down a helicopter with a tank. Let me say that again. Yes, he uses tank to destroy a helicopter. This is peak 80s insanity, and that's what I like to see. Imagine as you being in the 80s, at the time where you won't have these social media handlers, just a movie with crazy helicopter scenes, tanks which were just to be talked around, having those in the movie. And let's not forget the explosion in the movie, all particular effects with no CGI. Everything you see was real tactics, real danger, real destruction. That's why it still looks amazing till today. And let's talk about the music and design. You know what else makes the movie great? Yes, it's the music. Once again, the legendary Jerry Goldsmith delivers an intense, heroistic soundtrack that makes every moment feel larger than life. The moment the theme kicks in, you know Rambo is about to unleash chaos. And the sound design, every explosion, every gunshot, every punch, it's all loud and powerful. You feel the action in this movie. So, how was Rambo 3? How was Rambo 3 received? So, if we talk about its good and bad, its critics were split. Sorry, some called it mindless action with no depth, while others praised it for being an adrenaline-packed, thrilled ride. But here's the thing, most of the fans loved it. It became a huge box office success and cemented Rambo as one of the greatest action icon of all time till now. Yes, over the time, it's still now the most greatest action movie. Sylvester Stallone, the icon of action, the reason why he is also known as the icon. Over the years, Rambo 3 has gained cult status. Sure, it's over the top, but that's what make it awesome. So the final verdict, does Rambo 3 still hold up today? Absolutely. It's pure 80s action. Used explosions, crazy stunts, and Sylvester Stallone at his best. If you love action movies, this is a must watch movie. You can't miss it. Make sure if you haven't seen it, watch it. Go watch it now. So, alright, action fans, what do you think? Is Rambo 3 a classic or just mindless fun? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more explosive reviews. See you the next time. Thank you.